Hi everyone, and welcome back to Melinda in Miami. This episode is all about why you do not want to fake your orgasm and all about penis size. So I want to start the episode by debunking a sex myth. Yes, men also fake their orgasm. We typically think it's women who are faking, but hello, men are also faking too. So why are these people faking their orgasm? Well, typically on average, a man orgasms before a female does. So with a man typically orgasming before, women oftentimes feel really pressured. And with women feeling pressured, what does that do? That creates anxiety in our body. It makes our muscles tense. And how do we have our best orgasm? When we're completely relaxed, when our muscles are relaxed. That is when we have the best orgasm. We are responsible for having our own pleasure. So a lot of women, we think, typically fake these orgasms because, hey, they want to make the man feel good, or they feel pressured by society that they should be having this orgasm faster than they should. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is completely normal that a man would orgasm before. Now, in order to have both people in the sexy time orgasm, well, sometimes we have to help the man hold out until the woman enjoys her orgasm. And that can take some creativity, some communication, and maybe some enhancement or toys. I've also heard from men and women that a lot of men fake their orgasm for many reasons too. Maybe they're feeling like the sex is going on too long, my partner's starting to get bored, but all of these thoughts create anxiety in our head. And then that even delays the orgasm even more. So I want to debunk this myth that a lot of people are faking the orgasm, men and women. And really, what is this doing? Well, this is creating a pleasure pathway that is not correct for the individual. So when you fake an orgasm, what are you doing? You're sending a message to your partner saying, hey, I like this. My body likes this. Do it again. But that's not actually the right pathway for you to have your best orgasm. Later in the show, I'm going to talk to you all about how to get back in the right place and start over with your partner on how to be completely open and honest of what you need by deleting this comparison from your mind. Meaning that, okay, I have these fabulous orgasms when I masturbate. Why am I not having those with my partner? Well, there's a lot of reasons. One is you know exactly how you want it at that time in that moment. So you know where to put your hand, you know how much pressure to use. That's what happens when we masturbate. And oftentimes we masturbate and come much faster than we do with a partner. So here's a whole nother reason that we don't want to fake even the pleasure, let alone the orgasm in itself. So again, many of us fake an orgasm because we don't feel confident that with our partner, we're going to get to the places we need to get to orgasm. So oftentimes we'll fake it to maybe end the experience. Maybe we're having pain, or maybe we're just feeling it's going on too long. So we'll fake it for that reason. So have you ever been having sex with your partner or sex with a friend even, and you feel like, this is really just dragging on? So I'm sure you have been in a sexy experience with somebody and you feel that the same position is going on, sex is taking a long time, your mind is starting to wander, maybe you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to get up in so many hours to go to work. Yeah, well anyway, you're starting to check out. And when we start to check out, we start to get bored, we're definitely not going to have that orgasm that we want. Stop, reset. What can you do in that time to reset? Well, maybe you just go back to kissing or making out, or simply try a new position. Work really hard to push all these other stressors out of your mind, and I know that's very difficult because our mind is constantly wandering. Stop and reset, and then going back into the moment. For a lot of people, they find it really sexy when you tell them what you want because your body's reacting to it. And when you're having pleasure, which your pleasure is your responsibility, but when you're having pleasure and enjoying the moment, that can be really sexy for your partner. But that doesn't always happen. And the communication is really key. So I want to go into telling you how to have the sex talk with your partner. Talking about sex can be a really delicate conversation. You know, sex is a really intimate and vulnerable time. You're being really intimate with this person. There's a lot of trust going on. So when there's a lot of trust, there can also be a lot of room for hurt. Let's say you want to switch something up in your sex life. You want to maybe tell your partner, hey, I've actually been faking these orgasms and I don't want to do that anymore because we have this amazing potential for fabulous orgasms. Or maybe you want to introduce something like I've talked about in other podcasts about introducing some BDSM stuff. Well, how do we have this sex talk? Don't surprise them by saying, hey, I've actually been faking these orgasms for the past year and I would like you to try this. Don't do that, because what's that going to do? It's going to make the other person go on complete defense. And then they will bring that into the sexy time. So asking your partner, hey, I would really like to talk to you about creating a mutually satisfying relationship in the bedroom. So starting by asking your partner, hey, can I talk to you tonight about enhancing our sex life? Or, hey, can I talk to you tonight about what you enjoy in bed, what I enjoy in bed? Make it a positive experience, because this is growth. This is bonding. Like, sex and also communication about sex are just as important. Also, I'm going to advise that you do not have the conversation in the bedroom. Kind of like your sexy sanctuary. Having this conversation out of the bedroom, maybe on a walk or maybe at dinner. Think about what's the one thing you want to bring up in that conversation. Do not shoot at them for things that you would like them to improve on or stop or change. Sex is fluid, so we're always creating adjustments. We're always talking about it. It's always changing. You never know. Changing one thing can also change all the other things. So I actually did receive an email this week, and I wanted to share with you and share my response. This woman writes in, hey Melinda, I'm a 25-year-old woman living in Anaheim, California. I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years. I have faked my orgasms the majority of the time. I do this because I feel I should be coming earlier, and I notice it really turns him on when I fake. Unfortunately, now I am not sure how to tell him what I need during sex to come. Please help. Okay, listener. So I'm going to tell you first off, we have to get you to stop faking your orgasm. You are the only person that can give yourself an orgasm. What helps you orgasm? What turns you on and gives you those amazing, long-lasting orgasms? But maybe after faking so long, it's time for you to go back, reset, and find out what you like. So starting with, okay, I have to find out what I like, maybe using your own hands or a toy or exploring yourself. This is something that you have to talk to your partner about. Letting him know, hey, maybe at the beginning it felt really good, but it never really made me orgasm the way I want it to. So can we please try this? Finding the time to talk to him. And remember, always coming from a positive experience, because sex is positive. Just because you were faking your orgasms, or maybe some of you out there weren't having any, sex can still be a very positive experience. And let him know what you like, what turns you on, and always reset. Sex is fluid, and sex is always changing. So just because maybe it worked for you in the past, or maybe it never worked for you in the past, these conversations are needed and basically unavoidable. I love hearing from my listeners, and I love hearing your backstory. So please write to me. You can write to me on my website. You can DM me on Instagram at Therapy with Melinda. I love hearing from you. And also let me know what's working for you and what's not. Let me know what you want to learn about. I would love to share and give you my expertise. And now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or not, penis size. So on average, an erect penis is between 4.5 inches and 6.5 inches. Now I'm here to tell you that is just an average. Men are the ones that are more typically concerned about their penis size. They think that women have this expectation that bigger is better. But when you talk to women and when you talk to men, women are basically saying, actually, size is not that big of a factor for me. What is the big factor for me is if it is too large, will it hurt? So really, men are the ones that have a lot of anxiety around penis size. Maybe they're feeling the porn pressure. Typically, a micro penis is a penis that is 1 inch when it is erect. Now, the main issue with someone who has a smaller end penis would be deep penetration. But you don't have to have deep penetration in order to have an orgasm. So, if you out there have a small penis, no worries, it's okay. You can still have an orgasm and you can make all your partners also have an orgasm. Let's talk about some of the positions that you and your partner may like. Think about getting on top and doing missionary, but adding a pillow to the small of your partner's back. This will give you a really great angle and be able to get in deeper. Another really great position for someone who has a small penis is doing doggy style with the partner's legs all together. By doing doggy style and having your partner's leg together, you are able to get at an angle that will let you get in deeper. Hey, I'm only relaying positions to you that other people have told me work. Also, a really popular one is anal. You know, if you have a smaller penis, hey, that's a really great way to have anal sex, right? Because a lot of people report that anal sex can hurt. But if you are coming with a smaller penis, anal might just be meant for you. This is your glory hole, oral. You know, we don't always have to have penetration to have an orgasm, and oral can be just as intimate. And of course, like I have mentioned to you guys before, outer course. Outer course is where there is no penetration, but you're rubbing your genitals on each other. So listeners, really realizing that with outer course, your entire body becomes your sexual organ. You know, with all of these ideas, never forget about the playfulness of adding touch, of adding gentle kisses, of adding maybe textures or toys and loops. All these things add to the levels of intimacy. And being creative and exploring with your partner is just as exciting. So I want to refer you guys to this Bustle article that recently came out, and it said that 84% of women said they are happy with their partner's penis. Well, what does that tell you? That really sends us a message that sex is not only between your legs. Sex is primarily between your ears. Sex is mental. So men, I want you to relax your anxiety because women are really into a lot of that connection. Your partner is really into that connection. And it doesn't have to be a large or a small penis to give somebody pleasure. So right now, I'm just specifically speaking about heterosexual couples. And right now I'm going to refer to the woman and why she likes girth. Over time, a woman's anatomy changes much more than a man's anatomy changes. So as a woman, as she's had children, maybe she's going through menopause, things in the vagina stretch. So someone who has a wider girth can make this woman maybe feel younger. Just remember, every penis and every vagina is different and unique in its own way. Some will have more girth, some will have more length, some may go sideways, but they're all beautiful in themselves. And they can all create pleasure, and we are all responsible for having our own pleasure. So really open up this communication, because sex is more between the ears than it is between the legs. I truly love talking about these topics, and I love hearing from my listeners. So if you have any feedback, comments, questions, DM me or send me an email. You can email me at melinda@insight-miami.com, and you can also find the link to my email in the bio, or go on my Instagram at therapywithmelinda, and you can DM me there. Next week, we're going to be talking about the ways people fall out of love and how to work through them. Just as much as we fall in love, it can be that common to fall out of love. So until next week, go out and have great sex.